Hi, Oliver here from McTaggart. I just thought I'd do this quick video because we've just gone through a really busy selling season, just being the first quarter of 2025, and a lot of people ask us, having just either agreed to sell their house or indeed buy one, why does it take so long for a property sale to go through? Well, there's lots of reasons behind that, and not all of them I'll be able to go through in this video, but I just thought I'd share some tips that we like to promote to our sellers and buyers, which may just help get you through that process that little bit quicker. Bearing in mind the average sale at the moment is taking 4 to 5 months, and I can tell you 20 years ago when I started doing this, 3 months was considered a long time, and that was before everybody sent things on email. So a couple of things to point out. We've obviously got what sellers have to do and what buyers have to do. If we start with the sellers, if you are putting your property on the market, we would recommend get your solicitor in place now. It's never too early to think about getting a solicitor on board. A solicitor will write to you with all of the ID forms, all of what's called your protocol forms. You've got to fill in your fixtures and fittings forms, your anti-money laundering requirements, things like that. Really, really important to just get all of that paperwork together. The chances are you might need to dig for some of it, title deeds potentially, if you've had work done, extension work done, have you got your building regulations sign off, fence certificate, etc. It's generally a time consuming exercise, so why not do it before you've actually agreed a sale? But at the very least, as soon as you agree a sale, it's time to instruct your solicitor straight away. The sooner you do that and the sooner you get that paperwork off to them, the quicker the process can begin, because nothing can happen at all without the seller doing their bit first. That basically prepares the major bit of paperwork, which can then be sent to the buyer solicitor. So rule number one on day number one is sellers, instruct your solicitor, do that paperwork and get it off as quickly as possible. Don't put it off to the weekend or next week or the week after. Don't wait until you found something. Get it done, get it to your solicitor ASAP. Buyers, same thing. Instruct your solicitor. You'd be amazed how often we get complaints from buyers and sellers who say that the process has taken so long, and we unfortunately have to remind them that at the beginning of the transaction it took them 4 to 6 weeks to even get their paperwork off. So again, your transaction will not begin until you have instructed your solicitor. They will ask you to do all your anti-money laundering requirements, pay for your searches, what else we got on there, the protocol forms, etc. Think about where your deposit is coming from. If it's tied up in a first-time buyer ISA, absolutely need to get organised with that really quickly, because it takes time to get that money. So let your solicitor know and get your solicitor instructed. Really early, really, really important. The second thing is what we'd say probably to both parties, but probably more to the buyer first of all, is number two, what are you doing with your mortgage? If you need a mortgage, what are you doing about it? Again, in an ideal world, you would have got to the point where you've got your mortgage pre-prepared before you've even made an offer on a property. However, if you've had your offer accepted, again, now is the time. Talk to your mortgage broker or bank or building society, get your pay slips, get your bank statements and anything else that's required, and process the application. Again, really that needs to be done within the first 5 to 7 days of having your offer accepted, because that will start the process of organising any valuation requirements and obviously getting the full mortgage offer in place ASAP, which will give everyone that little extra peace of mind. So job number two. The third job really for both parties is regular contact. So more often than not, buyers and sellers will contact us and say, can I have an update? Our first question is, have you contacted your solicitor? The answer more often than not is no, I haven't, or yes, I did, and they never came back to me, and then you never contacted them again. So we would say to you, you need to be in contact with your solicitor at least once, if not twice a week. They need to know that you want to move. You need to get to the top of their pile. They won't just have you as their client. They'll be dealing with lots and lots of customers, and so they need to know what your timescale is and what you're moving. If your solicitor says to you, I'm waiting on the other side to come back to me, ask them what they've done about it. Have they chased them? When was the last chase them? Ask them for dates and times and specific information. You'd be amazed how the word we're waiting on inquiries is just a broad brush for we don't really know where we're at and we're waiting on somebody else to tell us. So, the process is pretty straightforward. Conveyancing is a process of raising questions and answering them. The buyer solicitor raises them, the seller solicitor answers them. Sometimes the sellers need to input to that. Again, do it quickly. If there's indemnity policies or paperwork outstanding, get hold of it, get it done quickly. So really what we're saying is you've got to get on top of this. A lot of people just believe that they've instructed their solicitor and it's their solicitor's job to get their transaction through. Well, that may be true, but if you leave it like that, your sale will take 4 to 5 months to go through. However, if you're on top of it, you work with your solicitor, work with your estate agent, you're in good communication, they know what you want, they know the timescales you're looking for, the chances are that you will get that transaction through in a much more timely manner. And 8 to 12 weeks is very, very achievable. So anyway, hopefully it just gives you a little bit of advice, a little bit of help. And if you need any more advice or have any further questions, want to know anything more about the process of selling or buying, please don't hesitate to get in touch with anyone at the team of Mansell McTaggart.